today's episode, I have a chat with Harry Chahal, a public speaker, life coach, and a change maker. Harry Chahal spends his time talking to audiences nationwide on change, beliefs, motivation, and how to master the art of positive thinking. Harry tells us about some of the techniques that has helped him overcome his challenges and why our mind is the best investment we have. So buckle up and let's get going. Hey guys, welcome to the 5th episode of Drive with an Entrepreneur. Proud to bring you guys a very special guest. Harry, coming in, man. Hey Harry.
Hey Nero, how are you, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Hey, beautiful, man. Wonderful.
Beautiful day, man, and special guest here. I'm sure you have a great story to tell.
Awesome, man. Yeah, definitely a lot to share. My passion with everyone, and hope to add a lot of value, man. This will be awesome session. And what a beautiful day in a beautiful car.
That's it, man. That's it. Let's make it more awesome. Let's get going.
That's it, man. Let's go.
All right. All right, Harry. So, talk to me about your early days, man. Were you always doing what you are doing now?
No, I was not always doing what I'm doing now. I came to Australia from India, from a little town in India, and I came to Australia when I was 19.
Yeah.
So basically, I came to Australia because I failed in my studies in India.
Well,
all right, so
that's a very interesting way to come, isn't it? Because people come when they pass studies, when you fail studies.
I know. Yeah, that's true, man. I realized that is not for me.
Yeah.
And then Australia was another option.
Yeah.
And I reached here when I was 19 on my own. I had no family here. Came as a young fresh guy to a new country, from a little town to Melbourne. And it's been a wonderful experience since then. So it's been 11 years now.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, 11 years.
And what made you get into this now? I mean, you now talk to people all over Australia and soon globally about various things to do with life, motivation, power, positive thinking, change, which we'll touch on.
Yeah.
What made you jump into this field?
So I was always felt that in my heart that I got a lot to share, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, you came from overseas, and we come here, we get stuck into a same routine, like make our money, go to work, come back to work.
Yeah.
But there was something inside me that I made for more, and I did not know what it is. And I always thought, because I'm a massive sports lover, so I always thought it's the sports.
Yeah.
I'm gonna achieve something in sports.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna add value to people. I probably get into coaching because I had such a grasp. I learned things quickly. And so this is what I was thinking always. This is what I always dreamt of. That the visualizations I have is impacting a lot of people through sports.
Yeah.
But then last year I went to this event called UPW by Tony Robbins. And when I was sitting in the crowd and I was listening to this guy and what he was sharing, something triggered inside me. And the day 3 of the event, we went through this exercise where we talk about limiting beliefs.
All right, Harry. An area that you talk about a lot is on change.
Yeah.
We go through change every day.
Yes.
Pretty much in our life, or every year, every month.
Oh yeah.
Matter.
Yeah.
Why are we sometimes so resistant to change as human beings?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, Hero. As you probably already seen in my video where I said change can change everything, and I literally meant that, like it can change everything. And this is what I'm saying. I've changed so many things in past maybe couple of years, but a lot of people, and now I see more and more people are resistant to change because I'm around more people. I'm actually talking to a lot of people, helping a lot of people, and the biggest reason people are resistant to change is their survival brain. Just remember, our brain is 2 million old brain, and it is there to keep us surviving, to keep us comfortable, to keep us safe. And anytime we talk about change, anytime something new happens in our life, guess what's get threatened?
That's
Our
surviving.
safety. Our safety gets threatened.
Yeah.
And when our safety gets threatened, our survival brain kicks in, and what our brain says to us, it's not good.
Yeah.
And it comes up with such a wonderful excuses that we think are real by just doing its job.
And that's the thing, isn't it? We get so used to being in our comfort zone.
Yeah.
Whether it's the environment or whether it's work or a field that you are in, and naturally we just resist change.
Yes.
Isn't it? Because we can't. One thing is we think, okay, you know what? Oh, I have to change this all over again. I have to change my behavior. I have to change my mindset.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know, I feel threatened.
Yeah.
As you
Yes.
said.
So-
And
yeah.
go on. Yeah.
And survival brain kicks in straight away, and he says, no, Harry, don't do that because you're gonna get hurt. Your safety is threatened.
Yeah.
And he keeps you safe. And Harry comes up with excuses like, oh no, I'm too young to do this. I'm too weak to do this. I'm too slow to do this. I don't have the right education. I don't have the right age. I don't have the right background. I'm in a foreign country.
Yeah.
They're all excuses.
And
It's just
you cloud yourself with doubt.
Yeah.
And you know why change is so interesting, Harry, is that if you look at the business world,
Oh
right,
yeah.
I think a classic example is Nokia,
Yes.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah. Oh yeah.
a decade ago, right? Not even long ago,
Yeah.
before iPhone was released, I think 2007.
Yeah.
No, everyone in the world had a Nokia. Everyone who could have a phone had a Nokia.
Had a Nokia.
You know,
yeah.
and Nokia was the talk in the town.
Yeah.
Nokia was the phone.
The phone. Yeah.
Right? And then came 2007. Steve Jobs introduced the iPhone.
Yes.
And I think Nokia at the time had a multimedia phone, and they said, no, we don't want to do apps and all that
No,
stuff.
yeah.
You know, we'll do whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
And people will eventually buy the product.
Yeah.
But where's Nokia now? I think Nokia got purchased by Microsoft recently.
There you go. That's because they resisted to change, and look where they are.
Yeah.
Another example that reminds me. Another example, Niru. If you look at a local taxi industry.
There you go.
Taxi industry, I remember because I have these chats all the time, and a lot of my friends are into taxi driving industry. And when Uber came, taxi industry complained so much, but for so many years the taxi industry was the same. They were never evolving. They were never bringing anything new. They were never ready to change. They were just operating in the same principle.
Nothing against the taxi industry, but you know,
No.
you had a kind of uniform service. It's not, no one really stood out with the service.
Yes, nothing.
High prices, you felt like you always got ripped off.
Yeah.
You know,
and the service part is the big one. People pay where they see value in it. And Uber isn't cheap.
Yes.
But the way they provided value, the way they provided service, people don't feel it's expensive.
Yeah.
And the way they came up with innovation, the change, and they tapped into the market, they tapped into the young market. Now everyone's tagging along. And this is a big message. We always have the opportunity to change. So there's no point, even if you're in taxi industry now, there's no point still complaining.
Yeah.
You still have the opportunity to change and make it better.
Make it better.
Yeah.
And you know, also likes of, there's so many examples.
Yeah.
I think taxi industry is probably the most relevant example in nowadays.
Nowadays, recent,
there was
yes.
Kodak, you know, same story. They refused to go into digital cameras when the likes of Pentax and Sony were going. Now, I mean, now digital cameras are no more as well, because you have the proper, you know, DSLRs and all that stuff. It's very interesting, isn't it? Even these big corporations, they're just, I don't know whether they're arrogant or they're just naive ego, isn't it? You know,
sometimes ego comes in too. Like the day, as someone said, the day that you stop learning, that's the day you stop growing. And when you stop learning, when you got a big ego, my friend.
Yes.
Isn't that when we stop? When we think we know it all, that's when the learning stops.
That's when the learning stops. And you know, adding to that, I remember I was giving a presentation about a couple of properties, right?
Yeah.
And someone came to me and said, don't worry about knowing everything, you know.
Yes.
You will never know everything. Just do what, you know, go with what you know.
Yes.
And go from there. Have an open mind.
Yes.
Answer questions openly.
Yeah.
and then you go for it. Don't ever think that you know everything.
You know it all. Never happens.
Yeah.
No one knows.
Yeah.
all. Yes.
So how can one actually spot these changes in the industry, Harry? What do you recommend for? I mean, let's say we have your taxi driver friends.
Yes.
I'm sure we all know of our friends. What would you say to them? If it was 5 years ago, even now,
So
about change.
The spotting change is basically you have to be in the right zone.
Yeah.
You have to be in the right mindset.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing. You have to have that open mind at all stages of your life.
Yeah.
You cannot stop learning.
Yes.
Doesn't matter you're 30, doesn't matter you're 40, doesn't matter you're 50. You gotta be open to new ideas at all times.
Yes.
You have to give a second thought to every opportunity that comes.
Yes.
You try. It's like a coat. Like if you have a suit, you try the suit on, you wear it for a couple of days, and if it didn't work out, you put aside.
Yeah.
But don't just go, I don't like that suit.
Like that. Yeah.
And that is another way of spotting change. If something's happening, you go, let me have a look what it is.
Yeah.
All right. You give it a crack, and if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. But if you don't try, you don't know.
You never know, isn't it?
Is that simple as that?
Another very interesting thing that you recently said, and I never heard of this anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Right? You said happiness can be trained.
Yes. And
tell me more about this, man, because I find it very interesting that you say that.
Yeah, I find it too.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I was like, everyone's talking about happiness. And everyone's like, I'm in search of happiness, I'm gonna find happiness. And I came to conclusion, like, you cannot find happiness. You can train happiness though. It's within us. You can bring it out and you can train yourself. And why I come to this conclusion? After looking at my life. So growing up, I was a really angry kid. And people who know me back in India, they know how angry I was. In school, every parent-teacher meeting, same complaint.
You were that kid in school.
He's fighting all the time. On field, in ground, I was fighting. I was too angry. And my mom even gave me this silver bangle to calm me down. I think it worked, Mom. And what I started doing is I started actually becoming aware when I started to get angry. As they say, becoming aware is the first step to change. So if you don't admit something, you cannot change. So I admitted that I'm getting angry and I'm getting into fights. Can I avoid that somehow? And slowly I started avoiding it. And before I get angry, I started to use the principle, or maybe I don't need it. I started taking that 3 to 5 second rule, analyze everything. And now it's so in me that if I get into a debated argument, I know when to stop. That was the one thing. And the second one was that I was doing unconsciously, but I was doing so nicely, was being grateful. This, if anyone like really paying attention, this is the one thing you really want to take out from this chat is gratitude. Gratitude is a massive thing. If you can be grateful for wonderful things that are happening in your life, you will be automatically happy. And this is what I was doing automatically. I didn't have a luxurious or very comfortable life growing up. Man, it was tough. It was hard. Brought up by single mom, 2 kids in India, living in a little room. It wasn't easy, but I was always so focused and so grateful for my mom's strength, my relatives. And then I came to Australia. I was so grateful for this beautiful country, giving me so many opportunities, actually helping me put out my message here. And then I was grateful for people around me. And I'm even grateful right now in this moment, having this chat and sharing this with you. Like, that's how it's in me. That's how I've trained myself, being grateful. It happens automatically now. So if you're feeling disappointed or sad in your life, there's always something great happening in your life right at this moment.
Great way to look at things. Actually,
focus on that. And then the third one is the key one. That was focus, Neeru. Focus. Where focus goes, your energy flows. Focus was a big one. As I said, I was always focusing on good things that were happening in my life. I wasn't focusing on the bad things. Was the bad things not happening? Of course they were.
Of course, it's part of life, isn't it? You
Yeah.
can't, you can't get a good thing here and
No.
say, no.
It's a part of life.
Yeah.
It's life. That is life.
Yeah.
But I was always focusing on good things, and that focus always made me happy. And I've trained so much myself now. Now even if the bad thing happens, it takes my focus for maybe hour or so, and I straight away switch it to something that is good.
Yeah.
And here's how focus works. Here's how mind works. And I actually had a very interesting chat with one of my friends. I met him on the street yesterday, and next minute we were sitting for a coffee and we had an hour chat. And he was saying how he worked so hard that he absolutely ruined his health. That then it's affected his family, and he was almost at the edge of taking his life. So that's where he was.
Yeah.
And then during that chat, he said that the one thing that really gets him, he's married by the way, that he really wants to be loyal to his partner.
Yeah.
But he's too tempted outside for other women. And he's like, I so want to control. I don't want to get tempted by other women. I just want to be loyal to my partner, and I want to control this.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I goes, all right, if you're listening to this, try this. For next 10 seconds, do not think about monkeys. No, don't think about monkeys for next 10 seconds. What are you thinking about?
Monkeys.
Monkeys. And this is what exactly happens.
Yeah.
When you don't want something and you focus on that, that's what you get.
That's what you get.
So instead of focusing what you don't want, how about focus on the things that you want? And that's exactly what I said to him. Instead of focusing, I don't want to get tempted. How about you focus on, I want to have a wonderful relationship with my partner.
Yeah.
I want to have a great relationship with my kids. I want to have a wonderful family. Try focusing on that, and the other thing will eliminate automatically. That is the power of focus.
What a great point that is, Harry. And then I remember you saying this. You said that motivation doesn't last, isn't it?
Yes.
Another key, interesting statement from Harry.
Yes.
Relating to that, explain more about this.
Okay. Yes. So if you're listening to this chat, I hope we both having a wonderful chat and adding a lot of value to you. I hope you're getting motivated and inspired. But let me break it out to you. Motivation will never last. So,
there you go. Straight from the horse's mouth. Not calling you a horse, but there you go. And as realistic as it goes.
Yes, motivation will never last. Let me explain you a simple analogy. So motivation is like your phone's battery. All right. Once your battery is full, you're pretty motivated. Then you go into real life. You face challenges. Some things don't work out. The battery start going low. Your motivation start going low.
Yeah.
What happened with most people is they don't know the battery is going low. And they don't know when to put it on charge. And they let it die. So the moral of the story is you have to become aware when your motivation is going low, and you have to find your charger, and you have to plug it into your charger. And what do I mean by charger, Niru? Charger could be anything. So if you're a sports person and you really enjoy going in the ground like me, that's my charger. I always, if I'm not feeling low, I go out, I play a game of cricket, and I'm happy. I charge. I like associating with like-minded people. Like, this is my charger now. I'm in the zone. You can tell.
Or someone could be doing the complete opposite of us. They could be just having a quiet by them time, and just painting a picture by a lake. That's their charger.
That's their charger. And how about we're talking about Lahiru, our lovely cameraman. And I saw him working with the camera. He was in it, man. He was in his zone.
And that's his charger,
That is his charger. And if he's feeling low in his life, the perfect thing would be pick up a camera, take some photos. So you got to be really aware of what your charger is.
And that's very interesting, isn't it? Because you are caught in this daily traffic, or called life, and sometimes we just don't step back and think, what's my charge? What's actually, what would help me
recharge again.
Recharge again,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
What would you recommend for anyone for what things they
Yes.
can do to find their charge?
Definitely. There's few things are key. First is investing in yourself.
Yeah.
Anytime we talk about investing, we talk about invest money in real estate, shares, this, that, another. The most valuable real estate in the world is your brain, your mind.
Oh, that's a beautiful statement. There you go.
You have to invest in that. So that is first thing. How you invest in that? Listen to good audios. YouTube could be used to waste time. YouTube could be used to educate yourself. All my education is
watch
from
this
YouTube.
show.
YouTube could be used to watch this show.
Yeah.
Educate yourself. Put something good in your head. That's one thing. Read good books. Books are awesome source, because the beauty about the books is Niru. When you're reading a book, you cannot fight with the book.
Yes.
If book makes a point that hurts you,
you just absorb it. Isn't
you
it?
take it in.
Yeah.
If I say, hey, don't do this because this sucks, you're gonna start fighting with me.
Yeah.
But when the book says, you take it in.
Yeah.
That is a good thing about books.
Well, Harry, what a great conversation it was, man. We talked about change, about limiting beliefs, and how to stay motivated and focus and all that stuff. Thanks for coming in, Harry.
Thank you, Niru.
Really
I just want to say that's Niru. Like he's running this wonderful show, and that's a great initiative. And he came up with the idea, he came up with the dream, and the most beautiful thing is he's working on it.
Yeah. And so can you.
So can you.
Right?
Exactly right. So if you want to check my more videos out, check my Facebook page. It's Harry S. Chahal. We'll probably put it in the
link below.
We'll put it in the link below.
Yeah.
And keep watching and keep supporting these shows, because you don't know who's gonna be sitting in this car next week. It could be Tony Robbins himself. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
you never know.
Thanks for listening. I hope we added value to you.
Yep.
And have a wonderful life.
Thank you, Harry. Again, great chat.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you.